Hey everybody, really sorry I haven't done any videos recapping my time in Japan since I got back. It's just, as you can hear my voice, I haven't been very well as of late. Unfortunately, when I was on the flight back from Japan, and you know how it is when you're on long plane journeys with loads of other people, there's germs flying about all over the place. Unfortunately, on the journey back I contracted a bad case of tonsillitis, and I've basically had no voice for the past couple of days. I have been to see the doctor and I have got some medicine, so it's started to take effect now and I'm on the up and up, but I'm still nowhere near 100%. But that's what's happened to me. Still better that I catch it on the journey back from Japan rather than catching it while I'm in Japan, because that would have really sucked. But yeah, at the moment I'm feeling just well enough so that I can do a, kind of a recap video of the time I spent there. Yes, I did take a lot of video while I was over there. In fact, I even uploaded one of the videos not too long ago. I took a lot of video while I was over there. The reason I haven't put it up yet, again, because I've been sick, just haven't had the energy to edit it all together, but it is coming. It's coming. There are videos from my Japan trip coming, so don't you worry about that. There are there's plenty of content coming. Despite getting sick on the flight back, I had an incredible time while I was in Japan. It's really a beautiful country. So I saw so many wonderful sights there. What did I see? I went to see Nagoya Castle. I went to the name of this is really hard to pronounce and I'm probably going to botch it horribly. Went to Asakusa Temple in Tokyo. Probably botched that name horribly. Went to Meiji Shrine. Saw Tokyo Tower. Went up Kyoto Tower actually. Went up to the top of Kyoto Tower, which was amazing, and I actually have a very funny story for that, which I actually recapped in one of my videos I took while I was over there, so I'll save that for another time. But there was a really funny story in Kyoto Tower. And while I was in Kyoto as well, visited a load of shrines and temples while I was there. Went to a traditional Japanese festival in Takayama, which unfortunately it rained all day there, so it was meant to have this big parade and everything, but unfortunately that was cancelled because it was raining all day, which was a shame. But I got to experience the stalls, I got to have some of the food. That was all good. So despite the rain, it was a fun day. But yeah, I got to see and do so much while I was there. It was absolutely incredible. I had a great time there. It is simply a beautiful country, and there's plenty more that I did. There's so many more things that I know that I did, but I just can't call them off the top of my head. I went to Shibuya. Which was cool. See, there's so many things that I did, but it's hard to recall them all off the top of my head. But once I start putting the videos up and stuff, you'll get a fair idea of what I did. You're probably wondering, oh, did you get a load of anime merchandise while you were there? Did you bring suitcases home full of anime merchandise? Actually, no. No, I didn't. I mean, there was plenty of it there, don't get me wrong, there was plenty of it there, and for much cheaper than you can get it over here, let me tell you. But there was plenty of it there, but actually the only bit of anime merchandise I really got was this Figma of Saber from Fate Stay Night. That's it, that's really the only bit of anime merchandise that I got for myself. It's not like I wouldn't have liked any of the stuff, any of the merchandise and whatnot, but the fact is, I was there to enjoy the country, I was there to enjoy the sights, the landmarks and things like that, and really, getting anime merchandise was kind of a second thought to me. I think I'm kind of at a maturity point now where, anime doesn't dominate my life anymore like it did, like back in, I don't know, 2009 or something, during the dreaded Haruhi phase. Ugh. I'm at... Excuse me, tonsillitis. I'm at a point now where anime isn't the be-all end-all for me, and while the Saber Figma is nice and all, even if I didn't get that, I still would have been satisfied for the experience of going to Japan to visit such a beautiful country with such a rich history. That in itself is souvenir enough for me. But yeah, I had an amazing time there. It's such an amazing place. The people there are so nice. Like, even if they don't really speak that much English, which a lot of them don't speak an incredible amount of English. Thankfully I had a phrase book to give me some basic terms to say to people, but they will at least try to convey what they're trying to say to you in a way that you'll understand, even if they don't have a lot of English. They do try to convey it so you know exactly what it is they're trying to say. So I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the effort. I wish we made that kind of effort in this country, I'll tell you that much. But I appreciate that they made that effort there. Most of them are really nice. I say most because, well, it wasn't until visiting Japan that I actually got to experience what racism is like for the first time. And alright, before you start biting my head off, like I say, most people there, the majority of people there are very nice, very nice, very helpful towards gaijin. But some of the older generation, like, you do get the odd glares from them, like, what are you doing in this country? What are you doing in our country? You don't belong here. I did notice I was getting a couple of glares from some of the older generation, and when I sat down on the train one time, I was sitting next to this older lady, and she like tightened her grip on her bag, on her handbag when I sat down next to her, because apparently because I'm a gaijin that automatically means I'm a criminal. Why are you oppressing the white man? But yeah, so I do expect some of that from some of the older generation, because they're in kind of an older way of thinking that, crime, theft and stuff. Because theft, in Japan, theft is really, really bad. It's a big taboo. It's really dishonorable. Like, you are really not at risk of having anything stolen by anybody Japanese all over there, because they are really strict with that. That is a big dishonor to them, and they consider that kind of to be a kind of a gaijin thing, a thing foreigners do and stuff. So they naturally assume it's something that I'd have no qualms with, because they never needed police forces before they started letting gaijin into their country. Oh no, they never needed anybody to uphold the law. So, but like I say, the majority of people are nice. That was only really the small few. That was tiny. That was a tiny percentage. Most people there, lovely people. It's just, like I say, a tiny, itsy bitsy percentage of some of the older generation will give you the odd look, or with the assumption that you're up to no good. Ridiculous. But most people there, really nice. One thing I did notice is that you often see in anime or Japanese dramas or whatnot, you'll see a character wearing like a surgical mask thing to not spread a cold around or something like that. That's every other person in Japan. Like, seriously, you cannot look anywhere without seeing at least one person with one of those masks on. And it's not because they have a cold, apparently. According to my sister, they do that just for like the odd sneeze. They have the one-off sneeze and they'll put that mask on. She said they can be quite the hypochondriacs over there. So yeah, those surgical masks, those are everywhere. Wherever you go, like every other person has one on. And the thing is, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not even thinking like, I'm not doing the Aspie thing of thinking in absolutes. Aspie-lutes. I'm not even doing that. I'm not exaggerating. Like every other person has a mask on. They are very, very health conscious there. And like everybody has an umbrella for days where it's going to rain. Like the days that it did rain, because we did have quite a few days where it did rain, unfortunately. Didn't really hinder the day all that much, but there were quite a few days where it rained. Like everybody gets out an umbrella. Everybody gets out an umbrella. There's barely anybody up with just raincoats, and the ones who are usually gaijin like me anyway. So yeah, everybody has an umbrella as well. It's it's not a problem. I mean, I actually think that's quite good. Quite good that everybody does. It's just it's just something interesting to note about the culture difference there. Like even people on bikes will be going around with umbrellas on rainy days. It's amazing. And again, I'm not knocking it. It's just an interesting thing about the cultural difference that I noticed while I was there, which yeah, was really interesting. The cuisine there is absolutely amazing. I mean, I love Japanese food to begin with, and to get to actually have the genuine article in the actual country was an amazing opportunity for me, as well as getting to try some dishes I'd never tried before. And again, glad that I did, because I found some new things that I liked. And so that was really good. The cuisine there was amazing. I was never stuck for anything to eat. Most places had something that I'd eat, and yeah, it was amazing. All of it. I know I'm saying that a lot. I know I'm see its praise to say that it was amazing, but the fact is, it was, you know, it was so vastly different to how things were over here, and you know, it was just an incredible experience to you know, be part of a completely different culture. One issue I would like to address, and I'm sorry for getting a bit serious here, I'm sorry that we're going into the serious stuff now, but it is something I'd like to address. There is one issue I'd like to call attention to, is that a lot of people like to have a go at me, and this isn't completely unjustified, people having a go at me for this, because the way I approached this matter was completely incorrect, and for that I am sorry, for how I used to approach this matter. A lot of people do have a go at me for my attitude towards Moe, and how I say that it's a plague upon anime, it turns people into perverts, it's just destroying the genre, turning people into mindless drones and stuff. You know, people do have a go at me for the way that I go about that, because I do address it in quite an aggressive way and in quite an extremist way, but you know, everything I do as KHF is done to the extreme anyway, that's the point of the character, but I think I might have done it a bit too much so in regards to the topic of Moe and pervertedness and how it's overtaken the genre and whatnot, and for that part in it I am sorry for the aggressive way in which I approached it, because that wasn't right. That being said, I don't think I'm wrong on the matter either, because pervertedness is quite a serious problem in Japan. On like underground, or sorry, to use the American term, subway stations, like they have specific areas just for women. Like they have areas that are marked out for women only, because they have to keep them safe in these areas from pervy men. That's how serious the problem is that yeah, they have to keep the women away from men in certain areas of the of underground train stations, because perviness is such a big problem over there. And when I was going up like escalators and stuff, there were warnings on the sides in both English and Japanese saying beware of upskirting, because again guys, this is a serious issue over there. And before you say anything, let me debunk this rumour now, because I know there's going to be comments about it, so let me debunk this rumour right now. No, there are not panty venting machines in Japan. There are not. I've been there. I did not see one while I was there. They do not have them there. They used to have them there. They did used to, but they have since been made illegal. They're illegal now. The only places that actually still have them are very, 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 very sleazy bars and stuff that the general public don't go to anyway. So those were actually made illegal, guys. So no, that is not a thing over there. Okay? So stop believing that rumour, because that is not true. Take it from somebody who's been there. Regardless though, pervertedness is still a major problem over there. And I think Moe could be considered a large contributor to that. Now, one could make the argument that Moe could be kind of like a lightning rod for these people to satisfy their disgusting fetishes, because better that they take it out with a fictional character than, you know, actually going out and molesting a woman in public. Yes, that is a fair point, and I will concede to that that being a valid point. However, I would also make the argument that you shouldn't be feeding their addictions. You should instead be educating them in how to get better. I don't think the way to treat addiction is to feed it. I mean, yeah, okay, in some cases you do kind of have to wean people off things, and yeah, I suppose that could work in this case, but you know, not when you expose it to them in the mainstream media. That's not going to help matters. I'm not trying to start an argument when I say any of this. I'm not trying to start any flame wars or anything. I'm trying to go about this in a completely calm and civil manner, because I've come to realise that the aggressive way that I approached this before isn't going to solve anything. You know, I had quite the epiphany about that while I was over there. So, you know, I'm not trying to be aggressive or anything when doing this. I'm trying to be calm and mature, trying to talk like adults about it. And you may disagree with my point, and if you do, you're perfectly welcome to try and you know, rebuke my point, but keep in mind that I might well do the same to you. You know, I might have a rebuke a rebuttal for your rebuttal, as weird as that is to say. You know, so you know, if you're gonna try and counter my point, keep in mind I might have a counter argument for that. So you know, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying in fact I welcome counter arguments. I really do. I'm fully up to debate this point, but I'm just saying, if it, you know, all I'm saying is if I do have a counter argument, let's try and keep it civil, shall we? Because I'm not trying to, you know, start a fight about it. Like I say, I'm just addressing what I feel is a serious issue, and I feel that you know, the more you pour it on in Japan, the more, you know, the more that's gonna spill over into other parts of the world. You know, because, you know, anime's, you know, now distributed far and wide around the world, and the more you pour moe into it, the more you're, you know, giving more fetish fodder to people with perverted lustings, when in fact what these people need is help. You know, they don't need a, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? When it's not a dealer. It's not a dealer. What's the word? I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. But they don't need somebody like enforcing their addiction. What they need is, you know, what they need is help. What they need is help, and providing them with more of it is not the way to get over this. The only reason I bring this up is because I just want you guys to know that, you know, now I've seen it firsthand just how much of a problem this actually is over in the country itself. Guys, I'm really not just blowing smoke or talking out my rear end when I talk about moe. This is a serious issue, guys, but it's one I'm going to be addressing in later videos as well. You know, I'm going to be talking more about this in later videos, you know, so expect some serious and heavy stuff coming from me, guys. But anyway, back to the light-hearted. Tonsillitis. But yeah, all that serious stuff aside, Japan really is a great country. It really is a beautiful place, and I do highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to visit it, to go and visit it, because it is really a beautiful country with such a deep, rich, and fascinating history. So yeah, I do highly recommend that you go. And for any fellow Aspies that visit the country, I will warn you that there is a lot going on, particularly in Tokyo. Tokyo has a lot going on. There's a lot of noises, a lot of lights, a lot of people about, so it might be a bit of a sensory overload for you at first. So I do recommend that if you do visit Japan, to just maybe on your first couple of days there, or on your first day in a new part of Japan, just to, you know, take 5-10 minutes maybe to just sit down in a coffee shop and just let everything settle, just take everything in, just prepare yourself mentally for all the stuff that's going to be going on there, because there is a lot to it. There is a lot going on, so just take some time to mentally prepare yourself. But at the same time, I know it can be hard, believe me, I know it can be hard to try new things that are out of your comfort zone, that are out of your routine. I know for somebody with Asperger's that's something we really, really struggle with, but if you do go to Japan, do try to push yourself to do things that you wouldn't normally feel comfortable with, that aren't within your comfort zone, that aren't in your normal routine, things that you wouldn't normally take part in, because really it is such a rewarding experience when you do. And I know it's scary, I really do. I understand that it is scary, that it does get the anxiety levels like up, but honestly it's such a rewarding experience if you just push yourself to do it and put yourself in that mindset of, I'm only going to be here once, might as well do this. Even if I don't like it, I'm only here once, I never have to do it again. So really try to push yourselves to be in that mindset. Again, I know it's hard, but it is so worth it, guys, really, it is. Anyway, I talked a lot more than I thought I'd be able to in this video because of how my voice is at the moment. But yeah, Japan, really great place, and I'll talk more about my experiences another time. Just want to let you guys know what's going on with me and why there's been a lack of content. Again, things like KHS Final Thoughts on Index, you know, it's obviously on a further delay until I get my voice back. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know what it was like over there, what's been going on with me, give a brief summary, and Japan videos are on the way, so I'll see everybody later.